service. What is up, listeners? Thanks for tuning back into the Full Service Podcast. I am your host, Tank Smith. It is week 20, episode 20. Thanks for joining us. Shout out to last week's guest, Sophia Lorraine. Sophia, thank you for coming on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Listeners, if you have not yet, listen to last week's episode. Check it out. It was a lot of fun. We talk about her start in sex work doing phone sex operating. She got into escorting. She's worked independently, worked for an agency. So no, it was a good time. Make sure you go give it a listen. If you have not yet, give her a follow as well on the old Twitter, Instagram. Her Twitter is Miss Sophia Lorraine, MS Sophia Lorraine. Her Instagram is sophialorraine.atl. So make sure you give her a follow. While you're there, oh boy, we got the socials too. Hit us, our social media, Full Service Pod. My personal Instagram and Twitter is TankFunkadelic. So give me a follow as well if you're out there. But no, thanks for being here. This is week 20. We got a solo episode for you today. Oop, boy. Oop. I should have probably waited. I should have waited a good 10 minutes into the episode to let y'all know. It's just me today. But if you've been with us since the beginning, you know what was up. You knew it was a solo coming. We had 2 interviews the past 2 weeks. Shout out to Dino Spumoni 2 weeks ago. We had Sophia, and then we had a solo coming up. Oh, boy. If you're like, God damn it, Tank, I didn't want to hear a fucking solo. I wanted an interview. Well, obviously, I should have said that on the end of last episode, but I was so excited that the outro was happening and that I'd been able to record it successfully that I forgot. I completely forgot about it. So that's on me. So if you're like, I don't want to fucking listen to you talk, dog. Hey, woo, why you so aggressive? I got 2 interviews coming at you next week, so hit me back next week. But before you leave, before you say goodbye, give us a little subscribe. Subscribe to the podcast. Give us a rating. Write us a review. If you are listening to us on iTunes, if is iTunes a thing? If you got an iPhone, if you could give us a review on Apple Podcasts, that really does help. We're only 20 weeks in. We're a baby. I looked it up. It's like a size of a banana. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what's happening? But it could 9 months in, we'll know what we're doing. But we're 20 weeks. How many months? I don't like math. So no, I appreciate you being here, but it's just me today. What's happening? We shall see. I am a procrastinator. It is Monday night right now. This is my probably 9th time recording this. It's getting marginally better every time. We'll see if this turns out to be the last one. Like I say, on every episode, it takes a few times. I started recording this episode on Sunday, and then I recorded probably 15 minutes, and then something happened, and I stopped the recording, and then I started back, and then I started listening to it, and I'm like, well, I can't use any of this. This is terrible. So no, here we are. It's Monday night. We're doing it again. So fuck yeah. I'm glad you're here. If you're listening to this, it's probably Tuesday. What's up? Happy Tuesday. Let's welcome four more countries into the Full Service Podcast family. We got New Zealand, Italy, South Korea, and Iceland. Fucking welcome. Thanks for listening. I don't know how you found the podcast, but hey, tell your friends. Tell everybody you know. And also, if you live in the U.S., what's up? Hey, I like you also. I like everybody. Tell your friends. That's the only way we grow, So I really do appreciate you listening. I mentioned it probably at the beginning of the year. I want to do an episode on Seston Fosta, and I want to have just basically solely on Seston Fosta, what's its effect been on the industry. So if you're out there right now, if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, hey, I could talk about that. I know a lot about Seston Foss. I'd love to talk about it. Reach out to me. Write me an email, fullservicespot@gmail.com, and I'd love to interview you. Any people that are out there, if you're listening, you're like, hey, I want to tell my story, what my experience has been. whether that be you're a sex worker, you're a client, you're someone who knows somebody. I'm in Atlanta. I will drive to wherever you're at, or if you're in wherever, I'll we can do remote. I use Zencaster to record remotely. It's worked all right so far. But no, if you want to be on the podcast, hit me up, write me an email, and we can make it happen. I talked to Storm, Seductive Storm. I think her episode maybe like 7, maybe. If you have not listened to that, go check it out. What the fuck are you doing? But no, I was talking to Seductive Storm over the weekend, and she just started a podcast, Straight Talk with Storm. Go check it out. What are you doing? Give it a follow. She uses Anchor for recording remotely, so I might check out Anchor as well just to see how the sound quality is. But we shall see. I'm just telling you the ins and outs of the podcast today. What's up? But no, I do appreciate you being here. What's happening in the world? What's up? My parents they went to go see the Eagles in Atlanta on Friday night. They said it was pretty good. So if you were thinking about going to the Eagles tour, two thumbs up from Tank's parents. I guess they're paying me to promote the tour. They are paying me to promote their sold out nationwide tour. They really need it. But the full service podcast endorsement is the most important endorsement. I feel like I'm just rambling now just to take up time, but I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. I wanted to. I don't. I feel like I haven't done much. Like kind of current events or what's kind of happening, other than maybe like talking about some things that are happening on Twitter. So I wanted to look at a couple news stories that I had read recently that took place. Like two of them are in North Carolina, one's in California. I got to talk about North Carolina. I love fucking. That's where my heart is, baby. But no, I in so at the end of January there was a basically human trafficking sting in Alamance County, which is basically like west of Chapel Hill. It's like Burlington, Graham, Elon, Mebane kind of area, just to the west of Chapel Hill. There was a sting on January 28th and 29th that resulted in the arrest of 19 people. That was basically put on by the SBI, Randolph County, Mebane Police, Graham Police, and Alamance County Sheriff's Department. And they basically just set up a sting at a hotel. And one day, the 28th, they're basically targeting clients. The 29th, they were basically just targeting providers. On the website where I first originally saw the story, they had a video link to the press conference of the Alamance County Sheriff basically describing how the whole sting happened, how the arrest happened. And so basically what happened was all they did, they put up an ad basically on a website. People responded to it. They set a meeting point. At that point they had agreed for sex for money. Once they pull up, they're basically arrested. On the inverse for providers, they basically just reached out to them via an ad. Same thing, agreed on a meeting point. They'd agreed on sex for money explicitly, and then they were arrested. They arrested 19 people, and that was exactly how it went down. It's pretty much the exact same in all three kind of stories. To where if they're trying to get clients, they basically put out a fake ad. Clients responded to it, and then once they got to the meeting point, yeah, that's how it goes down. But the Alamance County Sheriff, he was taking questions from reporters, and one of the questions reporters had was how do you, if you see human trafficking happen, how do you know that that's what that is? Or how do you, if you're in public and you're like, you see somebody, how can you be like, that's human trafficking, I can do something about it, you know? And the sheriff, his basic answer was, which by the way is the worst answer I've ever heard, was it might be human trafficking if a guy drives up to a hotel, drops a woman off, and then leaves. That could be human trafficking, is one of his examples. And his second example was if you're checking into a hotel and you notice that the person that's checking in front of you is getting a room for free. That was example number two of human trafficking. So I mean, I personally, if somebody in front of me in line is getting a room for free at a hotel, I'm not about to call the cops. So that really did not help. But yeah, that's how it went down. Basically, they put up ads. Fucking yeah. And then this Friday, the 7th of February, there was a sting at a hotel in Durham by the fucking Durham County Sheriff's Department where they arrested 18 people. And it was all clients. Basically, they put up an ad on a website. Clients then, people then responded to it. They agreed basically sex for money. They drove to the hotel and they were arrested. And the ages of the people arrested were like 21 to 64, so it was like a huge range of people. They in the article it says the officers confiscated cash, methamphetamine, and an Xbox 360 that were all going to be used in exchange for sex. And I really felt bad about the person who lost their Xbox 360. Honestly, because you don't know how many games were on that hard drive. That could. I mean, when you give somebody a 360, you're giving the 360 from your heart. And just to know that your Xbox 360 was taken like that by the cops, honestly, I feel bad. I feel bad for that dude who got. Sorry, dog. My buddy in California, he sent me an article from Riverside County. There was a bust in. Basically, stings took place on January 27th through the 30th. Operation Reclaim and Rebuild. They were in Temecula, Moreno Valley, Corona, Palm Desert, and Hemet, California. Same exact thing. They basically put ads on websites. The article says when a customer applied to an ad and a sex deal was struck. Kind of like how sex deal was struck sounds, honestly. They set a meeting spot, and once they showed up, they were arrested. They did the same thing with providers. They targeted online ads by messaging providers, getting them to agree upon sex acts. Their words, not mine. And when they got to a meeting spot, they're arrested. If you listen to Lily's episode, she talks about her friend that got arrested. She basically, as soon as she got to the place, before when she pulled in the parking lot, it was strictly from text messages with police. It was not anything else. Yeah, so they can. That's how it works. Every single one of these was the exact same, pretty much. And most of the stings that do happen, they're the exact same thing. They put up an ad, people respond to the ad, and they get them to agree to a sex deal. A sex deal is struck, and once they get to the meeting location, they're arrested. And who knows how many people that were arrested in like 72 plus 18 plus 19. Somebody get a calculator. Who knew like whose first time that might have been someone's first time, and they just happened to click on the wrong ad and message the wrong person, which really sucks. So hopefully, I'm trying to help everybody out. I'm trying to help everybody out. So I kind of wanted to look at what to look for in an ad. Oh my God, Tank. I need this help. I've been praying. I've been praying every night when I get on my knees. I'm like, please, someone tell me what to look for because I keep getting faked out. I keep getting faked out. I keep I keep messaging the robots, and it's not working out for me. I need a guide. Yeah, I'm trying to help you out. But also, I will say before I go any further, I'm not any kind of expert, and you can listen to me if you want to. But cheers, also. But yeah. So I wanted to just to talk about like what to look for in an ad when you're messaging somebody, just so you don't get in a predicament to where you are messaging a robot or a police officer or something like that. Because nobody wants to do that. We're trying to all have fun around here. But yeah, so I did my fifth episode was basically how to book an escort. If you have not listened to that episode, listen to the episode. It's a solo, so it's just me talking. So you might start off and you'll be like, well, this is a solo. I fucking hate this. But if you're listening right now and you're already this far into the episode, chances are you may have listened to that other episode. But if you haven't, check out the episode. I'm just plugging all kind. What am I doing? But yeah, check out the episode, How to Book an Escort. So yeah, when you are, I looked at when I first started. I googled Raleigh escorts. That's how it happened, and there will be websites that come up. I did it for Atlanta today because hey, I live in Atlanta now. But so I googled. This is literally today, the 10th of February. I googled Atlanta escorts. First website comes up as adult search. Second website us.marcelpost.com. I never even heard of that shit. Then you got Slixa coming in third, Girl Directory fourth, Escort Index fifth. So if you're looking up an escort in Atlanta and you just literally Googling, that's what's going to come up. So most likely you're going to be on one of those probably top like five sites. The sixth site, Atlanta.5escorts.com. Seventh, Adult Look, TS Escorts 8, Escorts2.com ninth, and Trist comes in 10th. So yeah, those are the top 10 websites. So if you're literally just Googling Atlanta escorts, that's what's going to come up. It's going to be different in every city. In I don't know if it was the How to Book an Escort episode, but I did a breakdown in 10 different cities on what if you Google that city and escort, what the top like five search results were. So you're going to be basically bound in whatever city you're in by the websites that are people are advertising on in your area. So if you're going on a website, or if you're going on one of these ad websites, there's ads, and you're looking at the ads. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna talk to someone who's real dumb, okay? Because sometimes I need someone to me to explain some like shit, like so this ad will have pictures, and then there, So if you're like, goddamn Tank, you sound like a condescending motherfucker. Well, I already know that. So yeah, whatever website you're currently on, there's ads where there when you click on an ad, there'll be pictures on the ad. There's usually description, like they'll give some like info about themselves, like what services they offer. When you're looking at an ad, I would look at an ad that has multiple pictures of that person, and it looks like the same person in all the photos. That is a plus. Check mark. Multiple pictures, check. Looks like the same person, another check. These are good signs, okay? See what the ad says. Some ad might just have a phone number. I'm a cautious person. I do not want to go to prison. I don't want to go to jail because in jail I'll have to take my shirt off, and I will do anything not to have to take my shirt off, especially not in jail. So I'm a cautious person, so I will not do anything that I feel suspicious or, because, like the jail thing. So I'll look and see what the ad says. If it's just a phone number, um, I'm looking for like, hey, my name is X. I'm like this, hey, and just like a little bio. Jesus Christ, I'm butchering this bio, but so you see what a bio looks. Hey, my name is X. I like this. I'm cool. This is my hourly rate. Go to my website here. Hey, maybe I have a Twitter. There's my Twitter. Maybe here. Hey, check out my Instagram. See what the ad says, what it says about themselves. I personally try to stay away from ads that have explicit language. You'll see ads that said like, "Hey, blowjob for this much." I wouldn't probably message that person. That's not to say that that person is not legitimate. I'm just like skeptical of explicit language, so I personally would not do that. But hey, fucking do you, dog? Do you? Everybody do them. Everybody do them. That. Ooh boy. Oh, do we just have a title for the episode? Hopefully not. But yeah. See what the ad says. I stay away from explicit information. Also, some ads have lots of emojis. I'm not really a fan of emojis. I do like a good uh, eggplant, squirt, 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 and a mouth emoji. That's not a bad one, but it feels explicit to me. So I don't really mess with that. Um, so you're like, Tank, I think I'm ready. I found an ad, and I think it's a good ad. You know how I think it's a good ad? There are multiple pictures. There are multiple pictures, and I'm pretty sure it's the same person in all the pictures. That is a good sign, okay? There's a method of contact, there's a phone number, there's an email address. There's a couple sentences you're like, Tank, I'm feeling good. I am feeling real good. What's my next step? What am I doing? How do I know? How do I know what to do next? Google their phone number. Google the phone number. Google the email address. Google the method of contact because most likely people that are advertising, they're advertising on multiple platforms. They're not just advertising on one website. Storm said it. So Storm said it best. SEO. People are trying to get their brand out there, and it's easier to reach the clientele if you're on multiple platforms. So most people that are advertising are going to be on different websites, especially since there's so many that people use to find providers. When you Google that phone number, most likely it will come up from an ad on another website. You can see you'll see post frequency when their ads are up. So yeah, you can see okay, this is a legitimate person. They have an ad history. They've been advertising for a while. On a lot of ads, like I said earlier, there's social media. Social media is huge. Follow someone on Twitter. A lot of Twitter is huge in the sex work world. Instagram kind of sucks, but Twitter's huge. Follow people on Twitter. See what they're like. That is one of the best methods for sure. Um, but yeah, you'll see ad history. Also, if the person's been around for a while, there are reviews. Reviews are huge. When I first started, I pretty much wasn't going to see anybody unless I saw that they did have like reviews and were like a reputable provider that I felt. Um, but yeah, that's because I'm like I said, I don't want to have to take my shirt off. Um, know that when you're reading reviews though they're fucking 100% subjective, so take them with a grain of salt because whatever happened with that person is not going to happen how it happened with you. It's going to be a different 100%. You can read reviews and kind of get an idea of how you think a session might go, but yeah, just definitely know that they're definitely 100% subjective based on that person that's writing that review. But yeah, you're like, I'm ready to go. I'm about to message this person. Uh, Make sure when you're reaching out to somebody that you're not using explicit language. That is what the police do to entrap people. So yeah, you were scheduling time with that person, whether that be 30 minutes, an hour, multiple hours, an overnight. You were paying for time. So just make sure when you're reaching out to somebody uh, that you contact them correctly, or else so you get a response back. And if you are using explicit language and they go along with it, I would be skeptical of that just because that is how you show up at a hotel and then cars pull up next to you and tell you to get out. And you don't want to do that. Nobody wants that. So yeah, make sure you're not using explicit language. If you're talking to somebody and they're using explicit language to try to get you to like say what you want for, I'd be hesitant of that. I probably would pull back. Um, but yeah, it's all you do you. Um, but yeah, I'd probably pull back. But like I said, I'm cautious. Um, but yeah, there will be screening. If you've never seen anybody before, there'll be a screening method. They want to know that you are not a that you're a nice person, that you're not a police officer, that you're not a fucking murderer, and they'll screen you through whatever screening process that may be, whether that be talking to you on the phone, whether that be sending you a LinkedIn, fucking your I picture your ID, whatever they may be. Everyone's gonna have a different screening process. But also, I would be skeptical if you contact somebody and they're like, "Hey, yeah, come over now." They don't ask for anything else. You've never seen this person before. Um, I personally would be skeptical of that, but everybody, you do you. But I'm a cautious person. But yeah, I feel like what else is there? I did see, I have seen before that somebody said if you see an ad that says no AA, which is basically no black dudes, or if you see like age ranges, that it's not a police, it's not like a cop ad because they're not allowed to discriminate basically through the ad. So if they put no AA and then then they're basically targeting all white guys through this ad, so they're not really. I think it's like illegal. But also, lawyer Tank doesn't know anything at all. So, hey, grain of salt. What did I say before? Yeah, it's late now. What is it? It's 12:30 now. I've been recording this episode for a good 2 hours. So yeah, let's review. Let's do that before we get out of here. What did we talk about today? What to look for in an ad. Okay, we found a good ad. This is a great ad. We got multiple pictures. We got the same person in every picture. We got a method to contact them. We got a couple sentences. We're feeling good. Wait, the ads on multiple sites? There's a website, maybe there's a Twitter, maybe there's an Instagram. Oh my, maybe there's a Snapchat. What's happening here? We're in the wait. There's reviews. Oh my God, we are good to go. You're feeling good. When you contact somebody, make sure you are not using explicit language because that is what fucking cops do to people to strike a sex deal. You do not want to strike a sex deal with anybody. That is do not strike a sex deal. Ooh boy, name of the episode. You do not want to strike a sex deal. Make sure when you're reaching out to somebody, you're reaching out for scheduling for time, for spending time with somebody. That is what you're scheduling for. Make sure you do not use explicit language because they will cut off contact with you. Most providers will have screening. Every provider will have a screening process. If you're reaching out to somebody and there's like no screening at all, I would be skeptical of that. I just want everybody to be safe. But yeah, before you start all of this, right? Before you reach out to somebody, you found an ad you like. My suggestion to you: wait 48 hours. wait, wait 48 hours. Just like some like states, I don't know how it works when you get a pistol permit. I got a permit in North Carolina. You can't get a gun for 48 hours. I never end up getting one. I just wanted to get one because on my gun license in North Carolina, right? I don't even know if I said this before, but you have to provide a physical description of yourself. And I said that I look like Cleveland Brown Jr. from the Cleveland Show, and it was accepted under 24 hours, which is incredible. Uh, but no, I would say before you reach out to somebody, you found someone you want to reach out to, um, wait 48 hours. And then get introspective and be like, what am I really looking for? Because just do it. Just ask yourself, what am I really looking for? Why am I doing this? And after that 48 hours, contact that provider. Do not be explicit. Follow screening. Do not haggle prices. Fucking shower. Fucking yeah. That's pretty much it. It's super easy. Um, I don't want to see anybody have to go to jail and take their shirt off. You know, I mean, I understand that it's like it's a huge fear for a lot of people out there. So I don't want to see anybody have to go to jail. It's not a good thing. That really sucks. Because you have to take your shirt off. I feel like I'm really drumming this thing into the ground. I feel like the later it gets, the more I'm just like, you know what? Woo, let's have fun. It's right now. It's 12:35, and I think we're about to get out of here. Like I said, I'm heading to North Carolina at the end of on Wednesday, so I guess tomorrow I'm heading to North Carolina. I'll be at fucking Good Nights Comedy Club on the 12th for the Helium Best of Raleigh album recording. It's gonna be on like Sirius XM radio. So if you're in Raleigh, this is gonna be the best show fucking ever. So come to this Good Nights Comedy Club February 12th. The 13th, I will be at Crank Arm Brewing Company Brewery in downtown at 8 p.m. On Friday, I'll be at Dirty Bull Brewing Company in Durham at 7:30, and then I'll be at the Pit at 9:30 in Chapel Hill. That's Friday, Valentine's Day. Ooh boy, bring your boo, come out. Saturday, I will be at where am I at? I'm at Skytown Beer in Wilmington. That show is at 8 p.m. On Tuesday, I'll be back. I'm heading back down to Atlanta on Sunday. I'll be at Laughing Skull the 18th of February at 8 p.m. Wednesday, I'll be at Joystick on Edgewood at 8 p.m. The 20th, I gotta fucking run, baby. 20th, I'll be at Fire Pit Pizza in Grant Park at 10 p.m. The 23rd, that's Sunday, I'll be at Amaza Decatur at 7 p.m. And then the following Sunday, March 1st, I will be at the Punchline at 9 p.m. Oh boy. So, yeah, got a lot of comedy coming up. So fucking come see the show. Come hang out. This has been episode 20. I know everybody listening to the podcast right now is already subscribed to the podcast, but if you could tell your friends about it, write us a review, give us a rating. I'm excited. Next week's episode is my guest is Anaya Devereaux. She is an Atlanta-based companion. We got her up a couple weeks ago. I interviewed her, so no, I'm excited for everybody to hear. But no, this has been episode 20. I appreciate it. Thanks for fucking listening. It's late. I'm tired. Let's fucking. I'll see. Hey, if you're in North Carolina, come to a show. Say what's up. If you're in Atlanta, hey, also come to a show. Say what's up. I really fucking appreciate you listening. This has been episode 20. I'm Tank Smith. Later. Full service.